Well, good day, viewers. All my love to you. I just wanted to have a quick video on a topic that is supposed to be the new LOA, or the new law of attraction, or the law of attraction, and why I call it the new law of attraction and what that is. Also, we have a new camera. No, not a new camera. Microphone. Microphone, and we're going to see if that really works, and also have a card, but I already got it. It came out immediately from the Manifest and Heal cards, of course. The deck that I'm still working on some details to perfect it, and then also make it available for you. But I wanted to have a card for the topic, and it seems like it just popped out just like that already. So that is really the egg, and the eye sees the egg. The egg is really the idea, like the unborn idea of anything that we find valuable, that becomes money later down in the manifestation road, isn't it? So, and it's like the all-seeing eye of God or something, you know, that like sees the idea. And of course, that's the idea of the life artist that knows what is important, and of course also the artist itself, and knows the concept of what he's going to make to present to the world, this enlightening idea. And it's, the card says, creating new results out of success experiences. That's what we're trying to do. Also, like, enhance the experience with the microphone. Let's see if that works, you know. Now it's like inside. I was like, maybe I could do it like this, but then I think the sound is much further away. So I don't know, we'll have to see. I thought it would look cool actually to have such a beautiful microphone inside, but I'm not sure about that one. So what do we mean with the new LOA? That's the topic. And I'm now looking at my notes as well, because I prepared 3 points for you to know what this is about. Because, you know, the law of attraction, because you're here, I just take it as that you know what that is, in the sense of everyone is talking about it in the manifestation area, in the spiritual area, in a group of people that are talking on the internet, you know, about how to make your business work, or get more money, or attract your lover, or any of such things, you know. And when it gets a little bit alternative or like spiritual, then people often talk about the law of attraction, and so true. So why do I say the new law of attraction, the new LOA, and what is that about? So how I understand it is that, well, what I see when I look around, let's put it like that. I'm not just talking about, yeah, I saw something yesterday. I'm talking about 20 years time, right? I did my entire journey, and I also arrived, you know, there come points where you can sort of have this feeling of, oh, I arrived in this sense and in that sense on the journey. And yeah, that came after a lot of work, and it was sometimes not easy, but now I'm in this wonderful place of ease, I have to say, anyway. So it's not really from yesterday, it's from over 20 years, and actually from over many lifetimes that I speak of this. When I look around, then I see that the law of attraction is point 1, is actually used to connect the idea that you attract what you are, or you attract what your energy is, what your energy exudes. And that idea is then often connected to the ego, and that's not what we're doing here, because we're trying to connect it to the self. Now, what's the difference? Well, the difference is that the self is it even contains the ego, but then the ego went within that and feels now good and safe and has no reason anymore to be so much standing on itself and be separate from the divine. And I don't know, it just feels very different when the ego, there it comes, has done the journey and has arrived, and then it has just sort of arrived within the safety of the divine. And then a transformation has been happening. And now we're speaking of the self. It feels different. You can also say the soul. You can also say it's a deeper layer of being. And actually, it's just simply being, and it's just, who you are. And it's a ground layer of being. Yeah. The law of attraction should be connected to that. That's also where it originated from when it was invented. Now, in my past life, I have talked a lot about this thing of attraction, and that's why it even became popular again in Western society from the 60s and 70s out in the first place. Now, a lot of that got in the 80s and 90s, and maybe it could be called a lot of the popularized spiritual new age things, but I'm not here to insult anybody. I hope you understand that. So when I'm saying these names, I'm actually trying to say, I'm trying to convey something to you that is valuable for you to take home, that is about a consciousness topic. But sometimes it helps to say a little bit about history, right? So that you have a little bit of a context in other ways as well. So that's why I, in short, wanted to mention that as well. So that's how the law of attraction came into your life. And now is sort of a correction of that. Because it can easily become something like, yeah, I want to attract more books. Look what came into the mail today. It's kind of a break, but anyhow. So, yeah. How can I get more money? How can I get this and that? But is that really the topic of today when you look at your consciousness journey, when you look at the self, when you look at your spiritual journey? And the point is that, then people are like, oh, so that's a disappointment. So I cannot have what I want. Well, that's stupid. Well, no. Don't you understand that the divine wants more for you than you could have conceived yourself? It wants something much more fitting to you than you ever could have conceived. It wants something that is eternally lasting for you and not something that washes away tomorrow. So it will always be better than you could have thought about. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to say about the law of attraction and the new LOA today was, I talk about the new LOA because you can make it work eternally for you. That was already a little bit in what I just said, right? You don't want to have what the idea of today is. You want to have something that you can build on top of, and it never goes down. You want to have a steady rock bottom. And it's okay to go to rock bottom, by the way. We all need that experience because otherwise you can never go on a journey where you will build on this rock solid ground layer. When you don't have a ground layer, there's really nothing to build, and everything will fall down one day, you know. So, and I don't want that for you. I just want you to build in an eternal manner. So that can be done so that like an energy is building up inside of you in a steady way and not in a high way. So we're also not like pushing our mood up. Yeah, let me push my mood up because I want to be high. Then I attract better. No, you're just high now. And I'm very high, you know, in the sense of that's the normal life energy that I sense a lot, because that comes from being at certain points in the journey. And then it just feels better for me to ground myself all the time instead of pushing myself up to go higher, because that just doesn't work for me, right? And should be for you as well. I guess that was my tip of the day, at least. So the third thing, like, why do I mean for you to work with the new LOA instead of like the law of attraction, as you probably have heard it? And that is, I want you to prioritize your relationship to the divine over anything else. That's the third point. So your relationship to the divine, yeah, to prioritize that means that, well, every desire I have now gets attuned within that relationship, in that safe space, in that haven of heavenly frequencies, of that place of eternal love. That's where my desire gets adequately manifested in a way that I truly desire. That is not 95% of how I desire it, or 99%, but 100%. Yeah, that would be great. And it does exist only in that relationship between you and the divine. So let everything you want to manifest come in that space, take place within that relationship. That's why I say prioritize your relationship to the divine. That's when you know you're going to have divine results, and that's what you really desire. So why not invest in something that you really desire? That you really, really desire on the long haul, as a soul, as the self, as the person that is on this wonderful journey. Yeah. So let's see what the card says, because we have a booklet, and I will look it up, what it says. I mean, it looks very much, you know, like the divine, the divine sees who you really are, your true identity, your true mission, your true self, your true soul. And when you connect to the divine as a priority within your law of attraction endeavors, you will, you will do what God sees. You will manifest what God sees. That's creating new results out of success experiences. That's what I'm taking from it. So let me see what the booklet says. The overview of arrival. It is useful to travel to your states of being and take that seriously. Golden flow and harmonious union really exist. And every new step on the way towards it is a valuable one. After any step or after arrival on the grandest scale, you are being invited to become full of what this step brought you in freedom and inner space. This way, you will, after a certain period, start to flow over the rim of your bucket, and you will be able to share from it. This moment is a point at which you also have an overview of the landscape in which you stand right now. You oversee where you came from and are moving towards. It is a viewpoint as if from an old wise bird flying high in the sky. I like that. It seems pretty much fitting, but there's more. This overview gives you the needed information when you let the structures sink into you. Now you see what you can combine for a satisfying result. And in assembling this new image, you have no judgment about the different parts of it. You only see the wholeness of the result. This is the strong vision the world needs right now, anchored in the leadership of those that walked the path. You may feel alone. You will learn to trust your wisdom when you nevertheless keep on following what the image tells. You will feel less alone when you start to flow over and through that attract people to you. That desire to receive from you. Yes, this is a business in me economy. Oh, I like that. Yeah, so in the me in me economy is capitalized, and that me means the self again, the soul again, not the ego slightly as opposed to the ego, but also like the ego is actually it just came home inside the self. So yeah. So we're also never opposed to the ego in a sense, although it's not really interesting. There's more. You have completed an important step and are able to overview a large area. The entirety of the idea that feeds you and your students has taken shape. Start now with taking your role and position and shake off guilt and shame about it. Shake off projections of others as well. Oh, I love that. Shake off the guilt and shame, shake off projections of others. So that's so topical, also for me in my life. Yeah, sometimes we just fall for that again, like, oh, I'm in that old piece of my mind again. Oh, where did that go again? Oh, that led nowhere. I already knew that. Yeah, so it happens here as well. Yeah. It's the mind clarifying itself and then cleaning itself. I do believe that this is the yoga of the mind. Right. All right. I think that was what I wanted to pass on to you today. So this is why I talk of the new law of attraction sometimes. And yeah, you're just invited to come, taste what that could be for you in our everything we do here in this channel. We may subscribe if you like, in our games that we play now and then on our social media. You can participate in our free webinars that will come around now and then, and of course in all the programs and coaching that lie behind that as well, and that have like an entrance fee as well. So yeah, I just think that was it for today. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye. Love from Petra.